So let's chat. Basically, I have been putting off uploading videos again on YouTube because I kind of felt really lost within myself. Like, there's so much I agree, and like obviously I love fitness and the whole process of sort of tracking your food and like seeing the physical changes of your body changing and that sort of thing. And like, I do like, in some aspect, being very like numbers orientated and like, you know, focusing on hitting reps and you know, the process of sort of seeing how your body reacts to certain foods, how your body reacts on certain calories. I do love that aspect of it, and that's why this kind of whole thing that I'm talking about has been quite difficult, because so that's on one side, and then I was also seeing different results, people that I've, you know, read about or heard about saying how diets don't work and diets actually make you more focused on food itself, and like the possibilities of binge eating are very high, overeating, feeling deprived, all of that sort of thing, which I completely agree with. So on one side, I'm very for, you know, I love the process of setting a goal, hitting numbers, and like, you know, really going for it and being sort of in control of things. And then on the other aspect, I'm like, I totally agree with the fact that dieting can have so many negative effects, not only just on food but body image, feeling fixated on the scale, and then causing bad relationships with food. And you see that all the time as well, like in the fitness industry, like bikini competitors coming out of shows and gaining like 20 pounds just from binge eating. And I do honestly believe that severe restriction eventually does and can lead to binge eating. And I was noticing as well that while I was dieting, I was more focused on food. However, so I took time away from dieting, and that's kind of why I didn't want to carry on posting, because at one minute I'm saying that I'm going on a cut, and then the next minute I'm the opposite. So I've sort of focused a lot of my energy and time into learning about eating psychology and why we eat, why diets don't work, and how they can affect the body and the mind and the relationships with food we have. So I've been looking a lot into that, and also within that I've been experimenting within myself. So I've been eating intuitively for a long time, and I do feel that I'm very confident in eating intuitively. Now it's sort of the opposite, and now tracking my food is like very like, what? I have to track my food. Which before it was the opposite. I didn't know how to listen to my own body's hunger cues. However, eating intuitively has taught me so much. Like, not only has it boosted my metabolism a lot, I think, just from coming away from dieting, but it's also shown me that, you know, you don't need numbers to survive. And for so long I was so focused on numbers and that sort of thing. So I'm sort of in this stage now where I have gained weight, and I'm not going to lie, I don't hate where I am now, but I'm also not where I want to be. And my goal is to lose some of those pounds and just get back to a comfortable weight that I am happy with. In this stage now where, yes, I am tracking my food because I'm enjoying, you know, sort of hitting a goal and putting my energy into that, but also my goal for the future is to help people with their relationships with food, because it's a topic that is not addressed enough, and covering it up with a diet doesn't solve the problem. It sort of just heals a wound for, you know, a temporary fix. And I do understand that in a way I'm, you know, almost being a hypocrite, but I'm going to go into this cut being very aware, or aiming to be very conscious. And if I ever start to feel sort of out of control, too obsessive, I want to sort of go back and address those issues. And that's kind of, I want to talk more about that kind of thing on this channel as well. It's not just going to be like dieting, here's how many calories to lose weight, because I don't think that that's the sole issue of the problem of many people. People have bad relationships with food because they diet and they deprive themselves of food like, sweets, chocolate, whatever. So then they feel that they can't have it, and then when they do have it, they binge. This is the body's natural coping mechanism, and it's just physiology. When you deprive yourself of food for so long, your body will crave it like hell. And that's why these binge episodes occur, especially with competitors, because they are literally dieting down so severe. So when they do come into contact with food again, their body just goes ham because it's overfeeding of all that time that it's been deprived. And I have definitely experienced this in the past when I was super, super skinny. I lost a lot of weight very, very quickly, and the rebound was just crazy. And if I knew that way before, Jesus Christ, I would have not bothered. But not only that, so that's one aspect of it. So if you're binge eating, it's most likely being caused by your dieting and relationships with food. So how you think of food, do you view it as good and bad? The other aspect, and this was one that I was really struggling with, but speaking to my sister, I'm going to link her Instagram down below, because if anyone really struggles with eating, dieting, that sort of thing, and their relationships with food, she has a whole account, and she's actually taking on clients for healing their relationships with food. Her account's Hungry for Balance, I believe, but I'll link it below. And she's been telling me how our past traumas in the past, whether it be, when we were very young, like things that we're not even aware now, but has happened in the past when we was younger. For me, for instance, me and my sister both didn't really get as much attention from my parents as we would have liked. They was always at work, they were always too busy, and our dad, I love my dad, but at times he sort of made us feel like we were a burden by how he acted with us, how he treated us at times, which I know isn't his fault, and this isn't a dig at him. So those sort of events that have occur when you're very young, so you don't realise the logic behind it. Like now, okay, fair enough, he neglected us and whatever, prioritised work over his children, which, now I'm like, okay, well, it kind of sucks, but that's his choice. As a child, we take that on as, you kind of take on this belief that, oh, I'm worthless, I'm not lovable, and that can be then why you turn to food in terms of comfort. And this is what I want to address with a lot of people. There's a difference between binge eating and overeating. Overeating when you're not physically hungry, but when you're stood in the kitchen and you're like sort of antsy and you're like, oh, I want something to eat, I fancy some chocolate, I'm gonna have chocolate, and you're craving chocolate for no specific reason, but you might be stressed, you might be bored, you might be lonely, you can't think of anything to do. And all of these hidden beliefs that we are not even aware of has taught us from a young age, in order to survive, which yes, the body literally feels like when we're going through a bad situation, our way out of coping with that bad situation is to feel good. So in order to feel good, and this is why people have issues with alcohol, sex, drugs, shopping, when we feel bad, we want to feel good. You fall over, you instantly get up and you want to get a plaster or rub some cream on it. And this is the same sort of thing. So when you're bored, lonely or stressed, your body doesn't know your body just doesn't know you've had a shit day at work. It's thinking, we need to sort this issue out because this could be life or death. So in order to do that, it goes to the best sort of coping mechanism it knows and is repeated so many times. Maybe you started out doing it as a kid, you were upset one day and your mum gave you some sweets. That begins to form habits. So every time you become upset or feel some kind of negative emotion, your body instantly thinks, oh, we know how to get them out of this stage, food. So that is why you automatically just reach for food, and you're not physically hungry and you're not binge eating, but I think because the rush of feeling good you get from that food gets you out of that state of stress, anxiety, because it's literally numbed you out of the present moment. So that's sort of what I've been learning about as well, and I think it makes so much sense. And this is what I mean about you can't always just diet as a way to, get rid of that, because that's literally just brushing that aside for the time being, but it's going to come back. Just control it as best you can by, sticking to a meal plan, and that's not going to address the actual issue of why you're overeating in the first place, because that overeating is obviously causing weight gain because you're eating more than your body needs. So that's sort of the headspace I've been at. But at the same time, basically I really just want to challenge myself and achieve something great. I want to do this for me, but also do this in a sense of awareness of now I know, why I may turn to food when I'm bored or whatever, and be aware of how restriction can also make me feel, and question it. Okay, you may be tracking calories, but is it going to do you any harm just having a little bit more today? Do you know what I mean? Sorry that I've not posted in so long, but that's basically why. I was just kind of like confused. I didn't really know what to do, but this is some messy action here. But I really enjoy filming, so I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to film, and hopefully someone will be inspired or learn something or just enjoy it. So that's what this is. Do some editing and also finish off some of my course that I've been doing, the eating psychology course, which I'm really, really enjoying at the minute. If you're interested in this kind of thing as well, because honest to God, I just don't think the whole industry of fitness understand the reasons why people are overweight and overeat. It's not just because they're lazy, it's not just because they can't be arsed, it's not because they're then uneducated. Most people know how to lose weight. We all do. We eat less, we move more. I think the main reason is obviously diets being too strict and having this deprivation type mentality. Then on the other side, we're not addressing emotional eating and eating when we're not hungry. Because if we just ate normally, surely we would be at a good weight. But I hope that all makes sense, guys, and I hope I've not blabbed on too much. But